Welcome to this week's race room. Coming up on today's show, we've got all the latest from the action-packed Austrian Grand Prix, and we have got so many prizes for you to win, so keep watching. So the F1 circus headed to Austria for the first time in 11 years to the newly named Red Bull Ring. It was once called the A1 Ring, but here it is in all its glory, surrounded by hills and bringing out some lovely traditional dress with the beautiful Austrian girls in their lederhosen. We were excited for some big things from Red Bull this weekend. We thought now that they've got the home track, perhaps we could see the Renault engine coming together with the Red Bull drivers and producing more of the same as what we saw in Canada. But no, it was this team, Williams, that caused all the excitement on Saturday. Felipe Massa taking pole position and his teammate Valtteri Bottas making it a 1-2 for Williams. What a result for them. Making the third place was Nico Rosberg. His teammate though, Lewis Hamilton, having a bit of a shocker in Q3. Spinning the car meant he couldn't set a time and he had to start the race from 9th place. It was going to be exciting with Lewis Hamilton starting so far back, and it was. The Williams drivers made a good start, held Nico Rosberg off. Lewis Hamilton made an incredible start, diving between the two cars in front of him and making it up to 4th place. You can see him there, 4th place after the first lap. The Williams drivers held on, Nico Rosberg charging after them, and it was all about pit stop strategy at the weekend. Williams perhaps not making the most of it. They did say though they're not racing Mercedes for the title, for the championship, and it was Mercedes who I think made the better choice on pit stops. Eventually Nico Rosberg taking the lead of the race, and this man, Sebastian Vettel, we expected great things from Red Bull, but unfortunately Sebastian Vettel's RB10 suffering from more problems. This time it was a drive problem. He slowed right down, crawling around the track, and luckily he ignored his engineer's advice to turn the car off because suddenly he regained drive. He rejoined the race, but then more bad luck ensued. Battling for last place, and that kind of shows you the bad luck that Sebastian Vettel's been having, battling for last place with Esteban Gutierrez, he knocks his front wing, and finally the team decide to retire him, probably hoping to save one of their power units so he doesn't get a penalty later on in the season. So for Sebastian Vettel, not a good race. This is what the podium looked like. Nico Rosberg taking the top step, Lewis Hamilton in 2nd place, making it the 6th 1-2 for Mercedes this year, and Valtteri Bottas taking 3rd, his first ever F1 podium. And I have to say, getting on the champagne pretty sharpish on the podium, a la Kimi Raikkonen. And what a result for Williams. I have to say, Bottas really outdriving Massa. We'd expected more from him, seeing as he started on pole position, but Bottas seriously showing some skill. One to watch, I have to say. Nico Rosberg now leads the championship, 29 points clear of Lewis Hamilton, and it just seems that this Mercedes power unit is the one to watch. Renault, a real problem for them, and Christian Horner's been very vocal about how they need to get it together, or they could be looking elsewhere. Obviously tied in for 2015, but who knows after that, where will Red Bull go? So a strong weekend for Mercedes. Can you believe we've already had 8 Grand Prix during the 2014 season, and in 3 months' time we'll be in Singapore for the Singapore Grand Prix. Now, keep an eye on pole position because we're going to be reviewing the last 6 Grand Prix in Singapore, and with none other than Mark Priestley, aka F1 Elvis, to talk you through it. It's going to be awesome. So first up, 2008.
So 2008 saw the introduction of Formula One's first ever night race, the Singapore Grand Prix. It was the 800th event in Formula One's history, and what a spectacle it turned out to be. Floodlit tracks, celebrities all over the place, and really a great afternoon. Saturday was dominated by Felipe Massa in his Ferrari, who qualified on pole. And on Sunday afternoon, he led that Grand Prix until an incident in lap 14 where Nelson Piquet Jr., controversially as it turned out, crashed and brought out the safety car. All the leaders dived into the pits to make their pit stops, but Massa crucially left his pit stop area with the fuel hose still attached. A very, very dangerous situation. It unfortunately put him back to right at the back of the field. And the big winner overall, the big winner to come out of all this, Fernando Alonso, started 15th on the grid, ended up winning the Grand Prix. But as we look back on it today, he won that through some very contentious circumstances that I'm sure you're all aware of. 3rd place came to Lewis Hamilton, my teammate at the time, went on to be world champion that year, and it was a really spectacular day, a spectacular event to be part of, and I think it's gone on to dominate Formula One.
So we've heard from Mark about the 2008 Singapore Grand Prix. Have you got any great memories from that race or any photos? Why not send them in to Pole Position at media@polepositionp1.com. Of course, also go to www.singaporegp.sg/tickets to buy your tickets so you don't miss the awesome event in September. And on top of all that, keep an eye on Pole Position as well, because you could win some exclusive merchandise. So make sure you follow Pole Position for everything Singapore Grand Prix. Time for our favourite part of the show. It's what the camera's seen. We've been inundated with pictures, so thank you so much for sending them in. First up though, it's one I took myself. It's a gold wrapped Ferrari in Fulham Broadway of all places. Look at that, what an amazing colour. Put a little filter on there so it's a bit shimmery, but that's our first picture and what the camera's seen. Second is this. Now Luke, thank you Luke for sending in this picture. He was outraged to see that there's Red Bull Racing merchandise for sale in the Ferrari store. What is that about? Have you been to the Ferrari store? If you have, comment below, tell us what you saw when you went there. So thank you Luke for your picture. And Jack Leslie has sent in these pictures. He was in Austria for the Grand Prix at the weekend. Here are some awesome shots that he's taken. I think this was from the media centre. And this of the paddock. Look at that. Oh, I want to get back there. Can't wait for Silverstone. Jack, thank you very much for sending in your pictures. And that is what the camera's seen. And now for our second favourite part of the show, a close second, it has to be said, it's Tweets of the Week. What have we got in the Tweety jar this week? Nico Rosberg tweeting saying, I wonder who gave the bull a new necklace. It's the statue that's in the middle of the Austria racetrack. Oh, I like it. A Mercedes logo there, hanging around the bull's neck. Very, very nice. A little bit awkward at the Red Bull ring, but never mind. Did you see Mercedes F1 post? They put on their Facebook that there was an A1 performance by the Mercedes team at a monster track. Go and check that out. I quite like the wordplay on that one. Next tweet, please. Colin Clark. Oh, we love Colin. He's out at Rally Poland this weekend. Being the remarkably generous Scotsman that I am, I decided to splash out on a BMW hire car for George Donaldson. Oh, George. Always gets the rum end of the deal. Love that though. What a cool little vehicle. More like kind of a milk float, maybe. Next tweet. McLaren tweeting, as England pack up for home, our games has begun. Introducing the McLaren lineup in goal, the real DC F1. Now what's going on here? Goalkeeper. Check out the jaw on DC. Whew, it is something else. Love that. Hashtag safe hands. Maybe you could tweet in your favourite team. Who would be in your top 11 for your football team if they were made up of Formula 1 drivers? Why not tweet us and let us know? Next tweet. I know I love this. You had one job. I hope you've all seen these. I love all the different ones that they've come up with, but yeah, this is pretty special. Pretty special. I feel like that about my job sometimes. Okay, next tweet. This is our last one. Now, what a quality podium. I have to agree with Grand Prix Diary. Fernando Alonso, Michael Schumacher and Kimi Räikkönen. Oh my goodness. Of course, we at Pole Position are thrilled that Michael Schumacher has been taken out of the coma. Very, very exciting. We're watching the news. Lots of luck to him and best wishes to his family. But what a podium. June the 25th, 2006. Allo official, Alonso wins the Canadian Grand Prix. Yeah, what a wicked podium to end our tweets of the week. So coming up this weekend, there is so much going on. Are you going to Goodwood? If you are, send us a picture on Instagram, hashtag P1. We want to see what's going on at the Goodwood Festival of Speed. We've also got Rally Poland. It's going to be an awesome rally, home race for Robert Kubica. He's got a special liveried car for the weekend. Check that out. How cool does that look? It's going to be an amazing rally. There are going to be record numbers of spectators. First time it's gone back there since 2009. I cannot wait to see what happens this weekend. We've got MotoGP out in Assen. It's that narrow track, lots of changing in direction. Who's going to win? Is it going to be Marc Marquez again? It's going to be an awesome race. All the riders love Assen, so keep an eye on the channel. We'll be following that closely. Next week, Raceroom is coming from the Mercedes F1 factory. Yep, I'm taking the red sofa with me. We've got the chance for you to win an exclusively signed hoodie from Nico Rosberg, so make sure you're watching the Raceroom. Get in touch with us. Make sure that we don't miss you out if you want to win it. And we've got Freddie Hunt, James Hunt's son, in the studio next Monday as well. So much going on. More chances to win merchandise. We've got Hunt merchandise as well. And we're going to be giving away tickets to the F1 Fan Zone during the weekend of Silverstone. That's in the Olympic Park. There's just so much going on. It's getting out of control. Keep an eye on Pole Position. We'll see you next week.
Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without.
We will be innovative.
We're aiming